Good afternoon, Valerie Milano, the senior editor from the Hollywood Times, and I'm so happy to have our guest here today, and I'm going to have him introduce himself, please. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Verrall. I'm currently here in the Roosevelt Hotel as part of the HollyShorts Festival that's happening at the Chinese Theatre across the road. And I'm a director, a writer, and I'm representing a film called Shouting at the Sea.
It is, and I'm one of the lucky ones that's been able to see it, and it is showing tonight. So I'm going to try to get this video out so we can get more people over there to the Chinese Theater to check it out. So Shouting at the Sea is a story of two friends reconnecting in the seaside town where they grew up. They confront their past, share who they've become, and conclude the conversation that tore them apart. The ever-present sea narrates the tale of memory, belonging, and vulnerability. So I was really impressed with the film. The film explores some profound themes, such as the way our fear can often prevent us from becoming who we want to be, or how or whether we are showing off or being silent. It's often not a true version of ourselves we put out there for the world. So that's what we're going to be talking about for the next 5 or so minutes. And thank you again, Benjamin. And there are just two characters, the old friends, Catherine and Joe, but it is the sea that provides the context for the reunion of these old friends. What inspired the use of the voice of the sea to frame the deeper meaning of the characters' conversations?
Well, first of all, I grew up in the town of Hastings, and so did all of my co-writers. We all grew up by the sea. And the sea, if you grow up by the seaside is where you have those silly moments, those bored moments with friends. It's ever present in your life. The sound of the sea, it's a small town, is always there. So it seemed fitting that we have these short pieces of narration in between the quite intense conversations that the two friends have. And I think there's two reasons for that. One is a sort of pacing thing in the film. I think it's important for the audience to have a bit of a breather after each snippet of conversation and have the opportunity to reflect perhaps on their own lives a little bit. It's quite hypnotic, the sound of the sea and the poetry that we have our brilliant voice actor Daisy Haggard read for us as the voice of the sea. But also there's something about the difference between what's important in our lives and what's important in the world. And what can seem like a really important, significant relationship, a significant conversation to us in our moment is really important. But the sea reminds us that we're here for a very short amount of time and the sea will go on forever. So I think that was the inspiration behind it.
Beautiful, beautifully said. Both Harry Michell, is that how you pronounce his last name?
That's right. Yeah, Harry
Okay.
Michell.
Harry Michell and Maddie Rice are both brilliant in their portrayals of Joe and Catherine. And Daisy Haggard, the voice of the sea, is amazing too. Have you worked with these actors before, and how did you come to cast them?
No, we put out an open call after we'd got the script where we wanted it. I run a very busy media agency in the UK, and I wanted my small team all to be involved in making something for our soul rather than just for our clients. And I looked at the diary, and there was like literally 7 days that we could film this short. So it made casting kind of easy in a way because we could put out a call and say who's available for this week, but it also means that we're limiting our pool a bit. That said, Harry's agent put him forward, and once we saw his self-tape, I mean, you've seen the film. I mean, his ability to just be the character of Joe is so breathtaking. You know, even as I'm talking about it, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up on end because it's he does something beyond the words of the script that is just magical. And then he suggested Maddie, And thank goodness, because we needed two actors who could play against each other at the same level, and have chemistry. And I think they're both extraordinary actors. And then, of course, the challenge came, well, how do we find someone with the voice talent to match their talent on screen? I don't know whether you're familiar with Daisy Haggard's work, but she's a fantastic comedy actor, writer. She's BAFTA nominated, and her voice, after we spent lots of time thinking about different people's voices, but there's a quality to her voice. I think I said it before, that's slightly hypnotic, but it also, I know this sounds it sounds a bit crazy if you haven't seen the film, but it sounds like the sea. Like it perfectly blends in with the sound of the waves crashing against the pebble beach. So yeah, I mean, we have a stellar cast, I would say, and one of the reasons why I'm so proud of the film and so delighted to be representing it here at HollyShorts is that I want the world to see those performances on a really big screen.
There. Yeah, that was beautifully said. Just yeah, very impressed with these actors, and Miss Haggard as well. Are they happen to be here in town, or were they not able to make it?
Sadly not. Sadly not. Our budget for marketing
Sure, sure,
is
sure. I get it.
we're short.
Well, the location is amazing and very scenic, yet provides an almost stark contrast to the lives of Joe and Catherine, whose lives haven't worked out as they both had hoped. Is this location, is it kind of like a third character?
Yeah, absolutely. There's something about seaside towns, which is that they're very transient. They have a transient population. So um, during the summer months, the rides are open. There's lots of family going for day trips. It feels like a very bright and garish sometimes, but exciting place to be. But if you live in a town that attracts tourists seasonally, then you see the town all the way through the year. And there's something a little bit sad, a little bit depressed about all these shops and these rides designed for entertainment
Mm.
being shut down, being locked up. I was perhaps a little bit inspired by COVID as well, because that idea of that, suddenly all these spaces that were designed for people were empty. And I still haven't found quite the words to describe what that feeling is, but there's something about having those conversations in a seaside town out of season that make them all the more poignant.
Hmm. Interesting. Um, is this a proof of concept film, would you say? And will there be a feature treatment for Shouting at
I
the Sea?
I feel like I've always thought that short film is an art form in itself, and I think it should be celebrated as an art form. So I don't see this as a proof of concept in terms of story, but very much a proof of concept in terms of the sort of themes and the style of filmmaking that I love. I wanted to see if it would travel. Um, we've got a feature film in development that has a few more characters you'd probably be pleased to know, but is very much that kind of low-key, deep conversation type film. And what I really want to do is prove that it will travel. And there's a danger that you don't want to be self-indulgent, but there's this idea that if you write something deeply personal, then it becomes universal, and that's what we've tried to do. And I think it's, as I say, it's not a proof of concept for a feature film story, but it is a proof of concept that this type of quite low budget, very personal story will travel well.
Yeah. So we're here in Hollywood tonight. It shows over there at HollyShorts, right down the street from me, luckily, and across the street from you.
Absolutely.
That's easy. So how can our viewers and our readers find more about the film and any work that you're doing or has work that you've done?
Okay, so the agency I work for is called toffeehammer.com, and that's you can find us on our website, which is toffee-hammer.com. For more about the film Shouting at the Sea, go to shoutingatthesea.com, and you can connect with us on socials and so on, and you can find out all about it. Some nice behind the scenes photographs and a little bit more about what we intended through the director's statement and so on. And hopefully there you'll find it, fingers crossed, at a film festival showing near you, maybe as close as HollyShorts is to yours.
Love it. Yes. Okay. So everybody go there to find out what other film festivals they may be showing at. But if you're here in Los Angeles, come over and meet us at the Chinese Theater tonight. So, and I do look forward to meeting you. And we are at HollywoodTimes.net and AspiringMagazine.com. And just thank you for your creativity. Please keep in touch with us for your next endeavors. And oh yeah, and our YouTube channel is the Hollywood Times Official. So yay, I look forward to seeing you later.
Excellent.
Okay. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.